Siru Drambui. Your eyes flutter open. Your head is pierced by pain. You reach up and can feel a slight dampness on your forehead, remnants of a fight that is barely remembered. You are a bit sick and you realize it's not entirely from the head wound. There's a strange, lilting, rolling motion. The sound of creaking timbers and the smell of salt in the air. A vast difference from where you came from that fight in Araktinolith. Your eyes open upon the brig of a ship. You find yourself laying on a hammock that is swaying precariously beneath the rolling waves of a boat that is at dock. You can hear the voices above you, the cries of sailors saying, "All right, boys, bring her in the ropes! Bring her in the dock, boys!" As you can hear the hustle and bustle of people above deck. The sound of footfalls on wood as sailors go about their business. What would you like to do?
I put myself to 1 HP since I was just in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna try and remain. You said I'm on a hammock.
You're laying on a swaying hammock. The swaying is giving you a little bit of motion sickness. Okay. As a drow, the sea is not exactly familiar to you.
I was gonna ask: is the Underdark patches of Underdark, or is it literally a giant world underneath?
It is a giant world underneath, extending several miles down.
So I would not be familiar with oceans?
No, unlikely. Okay. Unless for some reason your character has had a reason to leave the Underdark. Or has been on a vast... Well, I guess even the vast Underdark lakes wouldn't necessarily have waves because there's no wind.
Yeah, there's... Or moon. Chocolate, my cat is going insane, sorry. I'd kind of try and slowly open one eye, trying to remain in the hammock without getting up, and kind of take a stock of the room I'm in.
The room you're in is rectangular, maybe 30 feet by 10 feet. You can see there are rows and rows of hammocks, all swaying precariously, yet you are the only one in bed. The room stinks of, barely masked by the salty air, it stinks of sort of body odor and closed confines. The smell of many men that have been living here together in this sort of confines of this room. You can vaguely see dim light, sort of dim silvery light pouring in from a porthole nearby. And you can, sort of looking through the porthole, you can just make out the stars above. Stars that you are not familiar with at all.
I kind of rub myself down. Do I have any
Wake up, rub myself down.
No, I'm like patting, like, do I have a dagger at my hip like I'm used to?
Running your hands down your body, you actually find you are currently shirtless, sort of dressed down to basically almost in some sort of sleeping attire, just down to your breeches and shirtless. However, you do see your belongings are piled up basically on the ground in the corner.
Okay. I'd like to... So I'm basically wearing trousers, and that's it?
Yes, you're wearing leather breeches.
Okay. If that is truly my belongings, there should be a dagger amongst them. I'd like to collect that and make my way towards the nearest doorway.
You go over to your belongings, gathering them up. You're able to throw your sort of white linen shirt on, and there is a broad leathery belt, well worn, with a well worn scabbard. The dagger still inside. You wrap it around your waist, your hand finding the hilt. It has a comfortable, familiar feeling, and you head up to the nearest door that is sort of a little bit squat. You actually kind of have to bend underneath it. Your head sort of scraping the top. Seeing a door There is a stairway leading down and a stairway leading up made of wood. From below deck, you can smell the familiar smells of cooking and smoke. It seems like there is some sort of galley below deck. Upstairs, the sounds of sailors at work and the and salty air. You hear one voice above all pierce the sort of silence of the crinking of the boat, and the sound of the waves, which have turned off because I forgot to put it on repeat. There we go. And the sound of the waves below you. Which way would you like to go?
Home.
If there's not, home. If there's not anybody around me, then I'll take the time and grab all of my stuff, and just kind of make my way out of the boat, checking corners. My knife.
All right.
Knife.
Upstairs it is then. As you climb up steps, you actually kind of have to shield your eyes a bit. Even though you're beneath the silvery moonlight of a Fogcastle night, the light is a little bit abrupt even for your drow eyes, but you quickly grow accustomed to it, seeing a flurry of activity as men grab ropes, throwing them to the large pylons of a nearby dock. You're in a relatively large port area. The nearby docks are bustling with people, moving to and fro, sort of unloading ships. A man stands at the captain's wheel, sort of yelling orders, saying, "Oh, you make sure that's tied up or I'll have your head. I don't want to be going off drifting in the night. And everyone stay below deck once we get in place. We don't need Bloody Jack coming in here and getting us."
Is he talking to me?
No, he's just yelling general orders. That being said, he does notice you and says, "Hey, new guy, tie up the ship and get to work."
There should be a silver pendant with my belongings. If that was available to me, I'd put that in my pocket so it's out of sight.
Currently, the silver pendant is not there.
Okay, and just for the records, it's not available.
No, it was not amongst your belongings.
Okay. Colin, do you know what I'm talking about?
Not really, but I do know if it had any significant monetary worth, it is not amongst your belongings. Roll a perception check.
Okay. That is a natural 1.
You don't know where it is exactly, but it wasn't amongst your belongings.
Okay.
That being said, it was of moderate value amongst this surly group of scalawags that you don't know. It very well could have been taken by anyone, including the captain.
That's just rude.
Yeah. And we're on the boat or we're at dock?
You're on the boat, which is at dock. You're on this boat, basically.
Okay. I just want to make sure. And the captain said what to me? I'm sorry. I heard.
Tie up the boat, you scallywag! What are you doing standing around? I didn't buy you to look pretty. I bought you to work.
I'm gonna walk over to the captain.
He stands tall. He's about 3 inches shorter than you, but he has an air of confidence. As his hand falls to his saber and says, "Are you disobeying me orders, boy?"
I kind of hold up my hands passively. And,
I'd hate to have to kill you on your first trip out.
How did I get here?
What do you mean, how did you get here? You were sold.
You said you bought me.
Oh, I did. You were sold. I suppose you weren't quite a conscience, but whoever knocked you out took you to the markets and sold you to my crew. And I bought you for a princely sum, I did. The lithe fingers of a dark elf have their place aboard a sailing ship, especially one that hauls cargo as precious as mine.
I'm just gonna turn and fuck off. I'm gonna jump on the dock. Stumbling, I guess.
He says, hold on there, boy. Shore leaves the shore once we get up into port, but finish tying off the boat and then you can find your jollies in the red light district.
1 second. Somebody's at my door.
Eric Varna.
So, Colin, I guess I'll ask you just to clarify, how normal, quote unquote, normal is it to be going around somewhere and to come across into another realm like this, I guess?
Extremely unusual, and that is the feeling you feel.
But it's not like, it's like whoa, what happened? It's more like a whoa.
It is like a whoa, what the fuck just happened? Okay. It is extremely unusual. You are, what were you? You're a paladin, yes? Yes. Sir.
Sure, yeah.
Alright, amongst your order, you are a rising star. Something of a prodigy. You've been sent out on patrol on this dark and sort of dour night. The stone buildings rising like monoliths around you. You are on your normal patrol. It's a bit boring. The city you live in is a safe city. It's a proud city. It is a place that is comfortable to you. You round a corner and are a bit annoyed. There is a large tool fog in front of you. Not uncommon for the area. You are near a large body of water. And you walk into it, and you find yourself feeling a little bit uneasy as you turn about, and the large gray stone is completely masked by the fog that surrounds you. You reach out feeling desperately for any sort of sensation, and finally your hands rest upon what appears to be what feels like wood. And you feel a bit comforted by it, but then you look and see this wood is not like any you've seen before. It's dark, and it's gnarled, and it's slightly twisted. And you find yourself running your hand along it as you step forward, and then this wood turns to stone. And this stone is not the gray granite you're used to, but red brick, and rough. And the mortar actually sort of crumbles slightly beneath your fingers, not the sort of craftsmanship you're used to. And then you see a faint orange light piercing through the tool fog, and you march towards it, hoping to find any sort of clarity. Your hand reaches the edge of the stone, and you begin sort of stumbling forward into the fog, and finally the fog clears a little bit, and you find yourself somewhere you've never been before. And you know this city, you know your route. You've wandered someplace strange. And it's fairly busy. It is nighttime, and you look up into a sky and can barely make out stars that you've never seen before, and a strange silvery moon that seems unfamiliar, although you're not quite sure why. What would you like to do?
I'd probably look very out of place right now, don't I?
You look a little bit,
Dazed.
Also, looking about, people are giving you sort of strange looks. You are wearing, the armor you're wearing is significantly different. Technically, you would be out of time. This is a period that would probably be in the future for your character, because it is mid 1800s to early 1800s.
Yeah, I'm wearing chainmail, so.
Yeah. So there's a couple looks, but a couple people, however, sort of shake their head and chuckle and say, "Looks like the fog got another one."
Kind of go up to I guess we'll go to like a stand right here and just ask.
There's a merchant that is selling chops of meat. Flies buzz around the bloody chops as he brings a butcher's knife down, slashing into it with a loud thunk. He looks up at you and raises an eyebrow and says, "We got pork chops for half price."
Does it look like any kind of meat I'd recognize, or is he being
I mean, you recognize
real?
pork.
Okay.
It's meat
Is
you
it pork
recognize.
chops or air quote pork chops?
No, they're pork chops. They're chops of pig.
This reality has pork as well.
Oh, thank
He
God.
eyes you and says, "Well, if you're not gonna buy anything, don't just stand there and look like a whipped ass. Go on your way."
My apologies, sir. I seem to have no idea where I am. Could you please
What do you mean, no
Tell me.
idea where you are? You're in the Dark District.
the dock district of where exactly?
Fogcastle, friend.
What
And
the
a look of understanding sort of passes over his face. He says, "Oh, you must have wandered in through the fog, didn't you?" He sort of chuckles and shakes his head. "Well, my condolences, friend." He actually wraps up a small pork chop and hands you. Says, "This one's on the house. You might need something to eat because, well, you're gonna need all the help you can get here. And if I might suggest, it's coming into midnight. It's already unsafe to be out at this time of night. You better get inside." He likes to hunt down the new ones and break them into the city.
Thank you. I think I'll just kind of walk away, very disturbed.
Walking away,
I am back, by the way.
okay. Walking away, you do hear you're disoriented, but your sort of vision and attention is drawn to what appears to be a nearby tavern called Morning Glory. You can hear this sound, a rambunctious sound of people inside. There is faint sort of tavern music playing and the sound of crackling fires and people laughing, and you can smell what smells like delicious food. The smell of delicious food wafting in from the nearby windows.
Okay. Is this the door right here? Or is this the door up here?
They're both doors.
Okay,
They're both leading in. Yep.
I'll just go in the door.
All right.
I'll go through a window through the door. There we go.
Well, I can move you through. All right. You step into Morning Glory. Despite its appearances, it is a fairly packed house. You're in a small private room where a couple of people, or not private room, but a small dining area where a few people are eating what it looks like a delicious mutton pie. The flakes sort of breaking easily beneath their forks. Large chunks of mutton underneath. They eye you sort of warily. Actually, let me go ahead and do.
Roll to have asshole customers.
They eye you sort of warily as you step into past them. There is a door that opens into the common room, which is much more packed. People are sitting at the bar. It's several are sort of sitting over these tables, eating the same meal. The bartender eyes you warily and says, "All right, we ain't got much room for stay for the night, but if you want to squeeze in, you can." And then, however,
Thank you.
we'll go to Cyril. The captain just yelled at you, saying, "Oh, you can't get off the boat yet. You gotta at least tie it up, and then you can have some shore leave, and then we're getting out of here."
How about no? No way, fag.
Okay, what is it I need to do?
He looks at you and says, "All you have to do is tie off the ropes, my friend."
Is he indicating anything?
He's sort of pointing down towards the stern of the ship. Towards there are a couple of, you can see there's a small area that is not currently manned. There are several sailors lined along the side, sort of tying ropes. There is a small area that is unmanned as he sort of motions towards it. "Tie off the ship and go in town and have a drink, friend, and come to terms with the fact that, well, you're in for a long, long haul."
Drink sounds good.
But
I'll
It, it's just a dexterity check to tie off the ship.
Sure. Should be easy enough.
Not particularly difficult. You're basically just tying a knot. Or sleight of hand if you're trained in it.
I am trained in it.
Then a sleight of hand check.
That would be a 10. Not a good roll.
I mean, you do a mediocre job. It's not bad, but it's, not great. However, it is serviceable.
The Boy Scouts laugh at you.
You don't manage to tie a nice sailor's knot, but it is a knot, and it's holding the ship in place as it's a winch to the sides. As I says, "All right, boys, go inside, have a drink, but don't be out on the streets after too late now. You don't want Bloody Jack coming after you."
What's a Bloody Jack?
All right, you've never been to Fogcastle, have you?
I shake my head no in agreement.
Let's just say you don't want to be on the streets too late. Now run along and have a drink, friend.
Nod and walk away. Where's the bar?
The bar is to the south, down here. Down here. A large tavern called Morning Glory. From walking down the docks, you pass by several people. They sort of nod at you, and you head into town. You can see there are a couple of merchants that have set up shop. However, they're beginning to sort of wrap up things, breaking down their stalls, hoping to at the very least get out of here before too late of an hour. Morning Glory is fairly packed. You can actually hear the sounds of the tavern music from within nearby. The faint sound of a lute that begins to pluck through the air. I wonder if there's any tavern music. Hold on, let me...
I will stumble in through the door. Is it right here?
It is indeed. There is a door that goes in through there. Oop, that's not the right thing.
Oh. Hey, I got in.
Yeah, there you go.
We did it, Reddit.
You push the door open and are able to step inside. There is a long sort of table and you can filled with delicious food. You can smell it in the air, the smell of pastry and roasted meats wafting up to you. There are only a couple people around here sort of quietly eating. They look up at you raising an eyebrow, but for the most part, nod their heads and allow you to go on your way, as there's a large common room down here.
Honestly, I'm going to throw myself into one of these chairs and just start eating and drinking whatever's in front of me.
With a surprising hunger, you throw yourselves at the meaty pies, sort of shoveling it into your mouth.
Sounds hot.
Does sound hot. And it is delicious as you reach forward, clasping a earthenware mug. You bring it to your lips and are sort of pleased to find it filled with a cool, sweet white wine. And as you're doing this, a barmaid comes up and says, "Hey! How you gonna pay for that?"
Do I have any coin on my person?
You probably got a few.
I'll grab a handful and I'll just put it down on the table and keep eating as if she is not there.
She takes it and says, sort of looks at it, a little bit confused, but pockets it and says, "Try not to make too much of a mess," and goes about her way. Eric Varna, you find yourself in a busy tavern, the bartender running to and fro. He's a fat, balding man with a stained apron and dirty mugs he's quickly trying to wipe out, just barely...
That's me.
Just enough to basically get any sort of remnants of a drink out and refilling it as he passes it along the line. The sort of tankards of glass he's filling with a deep, sort of reddish brown liquid with a sort of frothy, nut-colored foam, and throwing them out almost as fast as he can fill them.
I call the barkeep over. Barkeep, I'll take a
Yes.
glass
What can I
of
do for you, friend?
I'll take a glass of the whatever it is you're pouring there. And I kind of look through my bags and I pull out a coin and I say, do you take these coins? Obviously very
He takes
audibly confused.
and inspects it. Looks like precious metal to me. We're used to your kind coming in with unusual coins, but as long as you've got silver or gold, it works fine.
Great. I was hoping you could help explain that.
Explain what? Exactly.
I was told I was in Fogcastle.
You are indeed, friend. Fogcastle, a person, well, hell if I've ever seen one.
How do I leave Fogcastle?
You don't, friend. You must be a new transplant. I was like you not too long ago. I wandered in 20 years ago. And look what I've built here, this beautiful tavern, Morning Glory. But
It must have been 5 minutes ago. I was making my patrols around the city, and all of a sudden I'm here.
that's how it works generally. Fogcastle takes who it wants. Bloody Jack has a certain sense of humor. In some ways, he finds people in the prime of their life and brings them in to ruin it, I suppose. But it doesn't have to be all dour. You learn the rules pretty quickly. Stay off the streets at night. Mind your business, keep your head down, and pray that your entrails aren't ripped from your body. The odds aren't very good, especially if you're inside. Please, I understand your fear. You're welcome to stay the night here. Your first night in Fogcastle, beneath the safety of my roof.
Thanks.
No problem, friend. And let me tell you, this first meal is on the house. Your money is not necessary. As I said, I know what it feels like to be in a strange land.
Thank you.
He hands you your money back and hands you the drink. Now, the question is, what do you plan to do now that you are here? Oh. And what exactly is that, friend? Are you gonna wander the streets?
Well, if the streets are as dangerous as you say, is there bandits or something that comes out?
Bandits can be dealt with.
I've dealt with plenty of men and other beings, and
He walks the street at night.
who is he? Is this the Bloody Jack you talked?
Yes. Bloody Jack. He finds, of course, your odds of being killed are rather slim, even if you are on the streets, but there's always that possibility. You see, he comes in the night. Anyone who is out of doors is unsafe. A damn shame for the poor of this city. If he finds you, he'll tear you apart. He'll use your entrails like streamers at a party. Throw your viscera around like confetti. I think he revels in it, though I'm not sure. To tell you the truth, I've never met him myself, and wouldn't want to.
Right. Thanks for the food and the stay, friend.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Quite welcome.
I guess I'll just start eating the food and drinking the whatever it is that was given.
Siru, you've had your fill of food and now have walked in to a large common room. You see, for the most part, it's sort of portly dock workers, a couple of sailors that are gathered around tables, barmaids running to and fro. The only sort of standout is a man wearing sort of chainmail, wearing wearing this sort of significantly heavy armor, carrying weapons, who just stepped away from the bar. A look of confusion is on his face as well. Go to
I'll go up to the bartender, and I will gesticulate over my shoulder.
A drow. I haven't seen one of those in some time.
Quick question, Colin.
Yes.
Could we being Connor and I, be from different quote-unquote universes?
Yes.
The domains of dread are a pocket universe.
Okay, so it kind of draws from all of the so-called multiverses.
Yes.
What is the possibility of a drow being friendly in most universes?
Fairly slim, although they can be useful. They could be like trade partners and things like that, and someone with which you have worked. The big thing is the drow may very well see you as inferior, but you could very well be useful to them.
But it's not very likely your quote-unquote friends, or even
it is fairly unlikely.
It's kind of like how elves were in the campaign that we were playing. Just elves overall. Is that
something like
what
that?
You
yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Holier than thou. I'm gonna motion over my shoulder to the pile of silver I left on the table, and ask for water.
Looks at you, his eyebrow raised, and says, "Are you sure you don't fancy a beer?"
Both.
I think I could handle that. As he turns and he fills up one bottle with one sort of tankard with this large frothing reddish ale, sits in front of you, and then he takes another tankard and sort of reaches it in a barrel and sloshes out some water, hands it next to you. Here you go, friend.
I will gulp one after the other.
Chugging it, chug the beer, roll a constitution check. Saving throw, technically.
That is a 9.
The beer is sort of citrusy, and hoppy, and fairly strong. As you down it pretty quickly, you can feel a little bit tipsy, not drunk at all, but it does have some sort of alcohol within it that, moderately strong. You quickly down the beer, finding yourself pleasantly buzzed. Meanwhile, from outside, you hear shouts, a commotion. People are screaming, and one person actually runs inside and says, "Lock the doors!"
I'm just gonna keep drinking whatever liquid is still remaining in these cups.
Several people move forward and sort of, the bartender motions for a bar to bar the doors, as looking through the windows. Let me see. I'm trying to see your line of sight. You see?
I can see these front windows here.
Can you see me moving stuff across it?
Yeah. Right. It looks like a monster-eyed fuck.
You see several scaled, sort of humanoids that are just moving across the windows, and their hands are sort of fingernails scraping across the glass. You hear the bartender say, "Sewagin," and you can actually hear the sound of fingers tapping on the door. Sort of this loud sort of rapping noise as he says, "Don't let him in." Let me go ahead and move
Is
them.
this the Bloody Jack?
Oh no. If Bloody Jack wanted in, you couldn't keep him out. There is a sort of pause as these Sewagin are sort of moving around in place, and the bartender looks at the common room, the room both of you came in, and says, "The door! Get that door!" But as soon as before you can say it, one sort of breaks in and charges the room. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Pew. Good roll, 18.
18.
Basically, as soon as he bursts through that door, I'm already turning around and pulling out the halberd on my.
23.
God damn.
Well, I don't know why the torch has a turn. There we go. All right. Go.
I have an 18. Connor has a 20.
23.
You can change it, Connor.
That's a little bit too loud. All right.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
There you go. As you are standing there at the bar, you can think about how you want to go about fighting this. There is one has just charged through the doors. There is one that is sort of scraping at the doorway, and several that are trying to break into the windows. And thinking about what you want to do, I will go grab another drink.
Can you turn the music down just a little bit?
Yeah, it is a little bit loud. Hold on, let me get to the Field of Heroes music. There you go.
That's perfect.
And you can think about how best to defend the morning glory while I get a drink.
Well, I think the best way is to kill all the monsters.
Typical paladin understanding of the world.
Well, intellect is a dump stat for a reason.
Cody, why are all of your stats dump stats?
They all dumped into my ass. What class are you?
I'm a fighter, gunslinger,
That's right.
but I've got no gun.
You don't need a gun.
By the way, once again, hyping up Pinterest is perfect for character portraits.
There's always the TG Buru too.
So, in all honesty, I've had better luck with Pinterest these days. Like, specifically for portraits, it's really good. Let me see if I have any good human art. You said he's like really polite and gentlemanly?
Yeah, he's a half elf.
Oh, he's a half elf. I thought he was human.
No.
Do I have half elves? I have elves. I feel like if you're a half elf, you have to go with the beard.
Why?
Because half elves can grow beards.
You can grow beard on your ass. Yeah, something like that.
These are humans. I don't have a specific folder for half elves.
Understandable.
Do I have? I don't have many elves at all, actually. Although I have a whole lot of uncategorized ones. I haven't organized anything yet. I need to organize my females.
Connor 2019. Connor, I ask this question every single day.
Okay.
Why didn't we just get game married?
I mean,
There's still
one
time.
was at the time we lived in North Carolina.
Wouldn't you rather just deal with me instead of Sandra sometimes?
Sometimes, I'm sure.
Gracie, I gotta get a bottle. Okay. Sir Dramboy.
What's wrong with my name?
It's no Wawandaji Modiga.
Oh,
One
wait, here we go.
has Joaquin has charged you, rushing into the Inn of the Morning Glory through the opening door here. That means you do know that this door right here, and at least this door up here, is currently unbarred. You did have time to bar this door, but several of the Joaquin are trying to break in. So tell me about the defense of the Morning Glory against these merfolk attackers. You go first.
We're gonna kill them all.
Probably a wise decision. The
And you
Boiling
said
Bay
these
is
are-
filled with this sort of life.
Oh, this guy's good. This one's good.
Ew. The fuck is
yeah.
this?
What?
I just took a sip of a beer. It's like, what the fuck is this? A rye IPA.
IPA, there's your problem.
I like IPAs, but not this one.
I can't do IPAs.
I did IPAs for like a year, and then I discovered that I prefer a fuller but less sharp taste.
Well, what's the plan? You're first.
Just to double check, I'm armed, right?
You are currently armed with a dagger.
I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll, Yeah, I'm gonna shank the guy directly in front of me.
All right.
It's +5. That is a 24.
Jesus.
Lunge forward.
I'm a fighter, Cody.
Joaquin is wielding a trident in his hand, brandishing at you menacingly. You're able to easily dodge to the side and bury your dagger up to the hilt in the gut of the Joaquin that hisses with pain and yells something at you, though whenever he opens his mouth, it sounds as if rushing water is coming from it as he is speaking in Aquan.
So I missed it. Did I hit?
You did hit.
Okay. So damage is 1d4 plus 3. That is a 7.
7 points of damage against the lowly Sehuakin.
God dang.
I have 2 weapon fighting. Can I make an unarmed strike with my offhand?
Do you have an offhand?
I'll allow it, but it's only going to deal 1 damage.
I mean,
you're not.
1 damage is 1 damage.
Yeah, I'll
I'm okay
allow
with
you
that.
to punch him just because it's interesting.
No, I mean, I was asking, is that not a thing?
That is not a rule.
Nah.
Because
The
technically,
2 weapon fighting, you have to have a weapon.
you have to have
in your
a light weapon in your offhand as
Yeah,
well.
I left my weapons over here.
However, I will allow you to swing at him because it's interesting, and this isn't real super
Pick up
serious.
like a fucking bottle from the bar and hit
You
him
absolutely can pick a bottle up from the bar and smash
Yeah,
it.
I'll pick up a glass bottle and I'll drive it in.
Realistically, this inn has an array of weapons
Improvised
potentially you could
weapon.
use. Improvised weapons you could use. I mean, a chair is basically a 2-handed club almost.
How do improvised weapons work?
It's a D1, isn't it? Or a
I
D4?
I will allow a basically like a large wine bottle is basically a club. I'll probably allow it as a club just cause it's interesting.
Okay.
However, it is a one-use club because it's going to smash.
Break.
Sure.
And then you got another dagger.
So
You're not wrong.
no, that is a 8 to hit. Well, you said it's a club. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically you're using a club. It is an improvised weapon. That being said, it's interesting enough that I kind of want it to work, so I'm letting it work as a club. You reach over to the bar and take a large bottle of what appears to be red wine and slam it at the Sehuakin, who catches it with his trident. It shatters, coating the both of you in the high-proof wine. There is also, so that means, let me go.
Am I still at 1 health? Just curious.
Yes,
You said you
Oh,
were.
shit. Okay.
you said you were.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that means there is a area of high-proof alcohol on the floor right there. Anything else from Siru? You do have a move action if you want to try to push through him and run.
No, I'm good.
All right. It goes to Sir Eric Varna.
The first thing I do is I noticed that the elf next to me also immediately picked up a weapon and started fighting. So I'll reach behind me and take my spear and I'll hand that to him and say, here, use this. That should be more effective.
I don't have stats for spear.
It's a 1d6.
Okay.
Or if it's versatile, it's a d8. So you can actually use the spear in one hand and a dagger in the other.
Technically true.
Super stab.
But
Okay.
you reach on your back and pulling a large ash-hafted spear, you toss it to the dark elf next to you, who reaches up and catches it in his free hand.
I'll nod thanks. Still
And,
mildly delirious.
Yeah, me too, and now I'm gonna swing at the Sahagin right in front of me.
Yeah.
Is it not Shagan?
It's spelled
I've always heard Sahagin.
Sahugin. Sehuagin.
I've been hearing that wrong all my life.
Or Sahuagin, or Sehuagin, or... Unfortunately, the Sehuagin is able to deflect the blow, brandishing his trident against you. Anything else?
Let's see, let me look at my stuff. Because I've still got, I got bonus action out. That's crazy. Lay on hands, that is an action. Okay.
Damn.
I will end my turn.
It moves to the turn of the Sehwagin. As this one right here, brandishing his trident. Let's see. Lucky for the both of you, he rolled a 1 on who to attack, and it's going to be this bar waitress who was unfortunately nearby. He takes his trident, and I keep forgetting to turn my GM roll off. Twisting it in his hand, lunges at her. With a 9 plus 4, 13. That's enough to hit the barmaid as he skewers her through the gut, lifting her through the air and tossing her to the side. That's okay, that means you didn't take the hit. And she is dead.
That is not a good thing to think about, but yes, you are correct.
It's not very cash money of you, Shaden.
Cash money. Blake monies, brother. That is one of the most blessed images ever.
Oh man, the table's attacking! Am I the only one that saw that? The table just lurched forward towards the bar,
I grabbed the wrong...
crushing that poor woman.
I grabbed the wrong thing because I was checking your line of sight. That's not the right button. There we go. That's about where it was. Alright. Another Sehwagin runs in through this door. And these guys up here are going to...
Continue. Wait, no. Since I'm wielding a polearm, don't I have a 10-foot opportunity strike?
Do you have Polearm Master?
I thought it was just having a polearm.
Nope,
Is that Polearm
you have
Master?
to have Polearm Master to do that.
Ah, okay. My bad.
Yeah, otherwise it's just normal 5 foot. But Polearm Mastery is totally worth getting.
That's what I plan on doing at level 4.
It is awesome.
That's why I figured human, so just so I could have the feet at level.
These guys right here are going to attack the windows, trying to break them in. Just roll some d20s. Hit, hit, hit. All 3 hit. The windows are cracked as they shatter inwards, showering the room with glass, giving entrance to the Sehwagin next turn. However, that is all their actions. I will say, one of the characters I'm using for the other game has, has Polearm Master and Warcaster, which means they can...
That sounds really fucking broken.
They as an opportunity attack, they can use a cantrip, and they get to make an opportunity attack from 10 feet away when they come into range. So whenever one of the characters moves in range, they cast Booming Blade, which means it hits them and it does damage, and then if they want to move forward, they have to take another, like, 3d6 damage to move forward.
That's probably worth multi-classing the sorcerer 1 level just for that.
And that's sort of his shtick. He also wears heavy armor because he's a cleric, but that's not the point. It is...
Dipping 1 level into sorcerer is almost the best thing you can ever do.
As a paladin.
Siru, this asshole right here just pierced through this waitress and tossed her to the side with his trident. He takes the trident's tips to his mouth and licks the blood off and brandishes it at you. What would you like to do?
I want to get my fucking gun. I will 2-weapon attack the spear dagger combo thing. So the spear is what to attack?
It's a d6.
And is that...
It's a strength weapon.
That's going to be strength, so that's going to be a 2 for me.
But you would have proficiency because it's a common weapon.
That's true, so it'd be a 4. Or wait, hold on. Yeah, it's a simple weapon. Okay. I'm going to use the dagger in my main hand, though, because it's...
The only
problem use a spear in your offhand.
The only problem is, for 2-weapon fighting to work, unless you have the feat, it is currently you have to have light weapons in both hands, and a spear is not a light weapon.
Oh, okay.
You could always 2-hand the spear.
You can 2-hand the spear and just deal the d8, sort of stowing your dagger.
Yeah, I'll stow the dagger. So I'll do it with the versatile. Well, no, actually, I'm gonna use the dagger because I'm way better with it. That is not. That is a 19,
Definitely hit the Sehwagin.
and then where's my? That is a 6.
6 damage. You run towards the Sehwagin, or not run towards him, lunge towards him. He brandishes the polearm at you, trying to intercept your charge. However, you easily dodge underneath it and find your dagger flying upwards into the chin as it pierces through his skull. It actually, the tip of it makes it slightly out the top as it slumps down to the ground dead.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're not particularly strong.
Yeah.
I would like to move over here and grab my my longsword. Oh, I can't use the longsword with 2-weapon fighting because it's not light. Okay, I totally misinterpreted that rule.
I think that is silly. I think it should just be as long as the weapon in your offhand is light, you should be able to hit with it. Because I mean, like sword and dagger was like very.
The problem
it's
is
a fighting thing.
there's a feat that lets you do that.
Yeah, but it's just
It's
like,
neat.
come on. It's like
So-
rape, like the Shakespeare movie. The
Note to self:
Romeo and Juliet
buy
movie.
a scimitar. Got it.
Note to self:
Buy a rapier,
get a
they're
gun.
better.
No, rapiers aren't light.
Well, they get the feat and buy a rapier.
Just dual wield rapiers.
That is really good.
Wait, rapiers aren't light?
No.
They're finesse. They're a D8 weapon. They're not light. Only light weapons are D6 and
You should get 2 scimitars and a panther.
No.
That sounds pretty awesome.
All
Very
right.
original.
It
Get
does.
out of here, Colin.
It does go to after Siru. It goes to. Oh wait, you just ran around the corner. Let me change some stuff because technically the door in the room is. Oh my god! Can I freaking stop picking random fucking tokens? I like
Stop
keep trying to
moving
click
the
you.
tables.
You see, from here you can see there are a couple. You can, looking through the windows, you can see a person. That is the wrong fucking button. That's supposed to be paste. Thank you. A Sehwagin attacking this innkeeper, and then go to dynamic lighting. Oh shit. Avert your eyes for 1 moment.
Okay. Back to my point.
I have to open the door.
What you mean back to your Discord?
Alright. Now you can see out the door has been pushed open. And looking through the door, you can see what appears to be, unlike the other Sehwagin, one that is wielding a staff that glows faintly, a caster of some sort that is out in the street. It looks like she has cast a spell on the Sehwagin that are going through the windows.
Okay. Do I see my crossbow here?
There is your crossbow, no, but a crossbow. There is a passed out man who has a light crossbow on his hip.
Where is this?
He's at the table. He's just sort of a generic guy that was sitting at the table.
Okay. I will grab that and
Like what do you use? A hand crossbow or a heavy crossbow?
a light.
Yeah, he has a light crossbow then. So you've got it. Yeah.
Oh wait, I can't pick it up because of this guy, right? Well,
No,
there's a wall between us.
He's at this table down here. This table.
Oh my god,
There's a
just pick it
wall
up.
between us.
Yeah, there's a wall between the two of you if you want to hit him, but you can pick it up from this guy. There's just like this table has people at it. I just did.
I was more so asking for opportunity attacks.
No, he can't hit you or anything.
Okay,
You're,
so I will go around the table.
yeah, you've currently got a wall between you.
I will go around the table to right here. Actually, Okay, no, I can't hit her. Yeah, if I can grab the crossbow and I'll take aim at her, even though I can't fire yet.
Okay. You reach down. This man, he does appear to have like some sort of badge upon him. He looks like he's a watch member of some sort. However, he is sort of passed out, drunk at the table.
Okay.
And then it goes to Sir Eric of Varna. Sir Eric, this guy right here has run in, and more importantly, these 3 windows up here have been smashed in, and the Sewagin are beginning to crawl through.
I'm going to sidestep like this right here. And I'm going to strike at this Sehagin. Are you fucking kidding me? The exact same roll. That's awesome.
The gods hate you as you
I guess.
try to lunge for it. What weapon are you using?
I'm using the halberd.
Your halberd snickering and snackering through the air. You're sure it's gonna hit as it catches the light. However, the Sewagin deflects it with his trident and it buries itself into the wall, leaving a huge score across the oaken wood. You unfortunately miss.
Note to self: bless self ASAP.
The next up is the Sehagin. As this one right here is going to. We'll start with these guys. They climb in through the windows and start charging the people around. They can't move through that space. So they're both going to attack this woman, this poor barmaid. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how this poor barmaid stands up against... A miss! A miss! Both of these Sewagin missed the unarmored barmaid.
They climbed through a window.
They did just climb through a window and hurt their hands. This guy is just charging the bartender. This one right here is gonna make a... I mean, she's got to. She's got to shoot a bolt down at Siru because technically he's within line of sight. And the only thing within line of sight for her.
Huh. Uh-oh. This is how I die.
That is only going to be a 10.
Hey, 15.
You managed to duck as a bolt of water, almost ice-like, flies over your head and shatters on the wall, sort of showering you in icy shards. However, that's good because it goes immediately to you.
I'm going to return fire.
All right.
That is a 18.
As you fire a shot at her, it arches through the air and immediately impacts on an orb of force as she casts a shield on herself to intercept it.
Okay, fine. I'm going to, as a bonus action, use Second Wind to recover some HP.
All right.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I got a 2, so that's 5.
I mean, it's something.
I'm gonna move back in here.
Moving back into the room, the situation is dire. The Sewagin have burst in the door. This poor bar woman is cowering next to the table, and this one is charging the bar. However, you are now out of line of sight. Basically, you have cover at the very least from her attacks. Anything else?
I don't believe so, no.
Sir Eric of Varna.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
One very epic Rick and Morty joke. Appreciate it. I'm actually
I don't
staying
know what
in
the
place.
joke was.
Staying in place. It was the burping.
That's
Because-
just natural, baby.
I know, but Rick and Morty fans. So I'm actually staying at this place. I'm going to strike at this guy right here.
All right. You do have a reach with a spear, I believe. So yes,
That's a fucking hit right there.
that is indeed a hit with a 24.
And I'm going to do a divine smite with it.
Ooh, yeah. Kick his ass.
So I expend a spell slot.
You do indeed.
And pole arms are D10. For 10 damage, and then the 2 divine. 6 and 4. So 20 damage.
Snap. Your halberd glistens with white, iridescent light and bursts into sparks as you lunge forward, piercing into the chest of the Sehuagin. He is thrown backwards, and there is the smell of burnt, cooked fish as he is thrown 5 feet backwards and dies from your attack.
I like to imagine that when it hits, the light was so bright, it was just like everyone could notice it.
Everyone does notice it.
Hopefully this guy up here, because that was my point for doing it.
Alright, roll an intimidation check.
13.
He seems fairly intimidated. We'll say he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Alright.
For interest stuff. It does go to the Sehuagin's turn. First off, this guy down here is going to attack. He kills this guy this poor Cooper. Looking through the window, you can see a man is pierced up, sort of slams up against it as a Sehuagin attacks him, piercing him through the back with a trident, sort of smearing blood across the frosted glass. So I'm gonna mark him
Metal.
as dead.
I looked it up. It looks like it is pronounced Sahwagan. Sahwagan. But fuck it.
This one up here, this casts Bless on this Sehuagin, who's going to move to attack you, Cody. We'll say he has disadvantage, but he also has a D4. So
Okay.
we're gonna go with.
So roll 2d20 plus 4.
He has an 8 plus 4, so that's 12.
That is not enough to hit.
16 total.
That just barely hits.
Because
I
he
have
got he got a 4 on the blessed. All right. He is hitting you with a two-handed trident. You take 8 points of damage.
Got it.
That is that one. That is that one. This one right here. This guy throws his trident at the bartender.
Not the bartender.
Misses as it lands amongst the racks of alcohol with a loud sort of shaking in the wood. He pulls a long sword that appears to be made of some sort of coral or seashell. It has sort of barnacles growing across it. This guy right here He's going to attack you with his trident, Eric Varna, since you're next to him already. Only going to be a 12, though. And then it goes to Siru Dimbui.
Siru Dramwi.
Drambui.
That's what he said.
Drambui.
I'll fire my crossbow at this guy. That is a 20. Natural.
Bang.
Definitely hits.
How are we doing crits again?
Max damage.
Max possible and that's it? Or max possible
well,
plus die roll?
since we're starting new one, how would you like to do it? Would you like it to deal max damage and then damage as you get magic weapons, it deals more damage, or just double your damage dice?
I've always liked max possible plus 1 die roll.
I like max possible plus 1 die rolls for the stronger your magic weapons get.
So you mean like 1 die roll per magic?
Yes, so if it's a plus 1 weapon, you roll 1 bonus. For plus 2, you get 2 bonus. For plus 3, you get 3 bonus dice.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good to me.
Alright, so since you don't have a magic weapon, it just deals max damage.
Unless we want to do since this is combat light, if we want to do the super hardcore gritty combat damage.
I mean, the rules specifically say you do your damage plus an extra damage die. Max damage plus damage die. Well, actually, it says you just roll double.
You roll double damage dice, yes.
Yeah, that's
5th edition's rules, yes. Standard rules. I have been using 4th edition's rules, which is max damage. Plus 1 damage dice for every plus on your weapon, basically.
So, max damage would be 11.
11 on this asshole right here?
Yeah.
Sure, that'll kill him. As you lean back against the corner and it slams into his neck, into his jugular, as this sort of sickly greenish purple blood begins spewing out. He clutches at his neck wildly, managing to pull the bolt out, but that only makes it worse. It makes it worse as a large pool of this disgusting blood and viscera pools beneath him and falling to the ground. Anything else?
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Is the bartender dead? No.
The bartender is not dead. He was missed by the attack.
I'm gonna 1, 2, 3.
And by this point,
these guys
the patrons have fled at this point.
Okay.
I can't select them because they're tokens, and I've got so many tokens on the map that
Sure.
I can't really get to them.
I'm gonna move over here, and I'm gonna yell at the bartender to lay down.
that's the wrong freaking.
Or not to lay down, but to like get away.
All right. That's what I wanted to send it to. These guys have by this point fled. They're basically hiding in a corner. The bartender is currently ducked behind the counter, but he sort of nods his head and stays hidden. He actually, we'll say he actually, the confidence you grant him, sort of as you sort of order it, sort of are showing that you're aiding them. He's gonna throw a bottle at this Sewagin. He's gonna try to hit him.
But okay. I applaud his camaraderie.
Does not manage to hit. However, it does slather the ground in a highly flammable alcohol. All right. And Eric, it's your turn.
This guy. I'm shifting here. I'm constantly shifting. I'm going to shift right here.
Yeah.
And then to here. I'm going to strike him with my halberd.
Halberd strike, go.
That's a 23.
23 will hit.
I need to make sure all these guys are dead. He's gonna be smite.
Smoked him.
Well, that didn't work out.
That didn't quite work out, but it is 10 plus 2d8.
There we
23
go. So 23.
is enough to kill this guy with the smite. That's what's up.
And now I finally see this standing out here.
Yes, there is a caster that is out there as well. After having seen the... after having leveled your halberd, bringing it down in an arcing motion, as it strikes his neck, it cuts deep, but then even worse, it explodes in a light of radiant energy, basically sending his head flying across the room in a disgusting display of viscera and blood.
And then with my remaining movement, I'm going to use that to step out here and confront this one.
Alright, you leap, roll an acrobatics check to go through the window. You easily leap through the window. Your foot, your sort of leg catches the glass, but it sends it shattering instead of hurting you as you land with a tumble, falling in front of the Sehwagin that is standing in front of you. However, now that you're outside, you can see there is more than just her out here. There is her, and there is another caster that is back here that has been raining devastation on Siru Drimboy's ship, which is currently in flames.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let me get some... I just gotta grab some fire.
I am heating up some dinner real fast. My AC is 16 for relevant stuff.
Alright, that's good.
Be right back.
Alright. After Eric, it goes to them. She is going to disengage 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's going to run away from Eric. This guy going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to move up to face him and sort of block off this area. Alright. Siru Drimbui. Looking at the window, you just saw Sir Eric Varda leap through it. The person he moved to confront ran around him using disengage to run past him. And then a large firebolt slammed into him, dealing a significant amount of damage. What would you like to do? It is your turn.
To this guy?
So
or
what?
to Varna?
To Varna, yes.
Okay.
Basically, a shot came in. You can't see who shot it, but it came in from like this direction and slammed into him. It looks like there are Sehwagin that are outside the bar attacking as well.
So how does reloading work? I realize I've never used a crossbow.
Reloading, as a that is not the right button. That's also not the right button. There we go. Reloading, as long as you have a free hand, let me look up reload for a second. I think it takes...
It should be under ammunition. ammunition. You can use a weapon that has the ammunition property to make a ranged attack only if you have ammunition to fire the weapon. Each time you attack, or no, I'm sorry, loading. Because of the time required to load this weapon, you can fire only one piece of ammunition from it when using action, bonus action, or reaction to fire it, regardless of the number of attacks you can usually make.
All right, so basically, it's almost like well, I mean, it is what it says. You should be fine because currently you can't use multiple actions anyways.
Yeah.
So you're basically
Okay.
just shooting and then reloading until obviously you get something like crossbow expert or something.
So I'm gonna fire on this guy real quick.
All right. Yep.
That is a 24,
That does hit.
and that's a 4 damage.
4 points of damage. Little more than a glancing blow, it pierces through his shoulder, sending sort of blood passing, sort of smeared across the wall. It's a relatively minor wound, however. He's still up.
I want to jump over here,
Yep.
shove the bartender into this square,
All right.
and drop my crossbow and pull out my dagger.
All right. The bartender is not sort of trying to resist you, so you don't have to roll anything to pull him to the side.
I figured not.
You pull your dagger, brandishing it at the Sehuagin, and it goes to Eric Varna, who is currently heating up some dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
All right. I will also get a drink and be right back.
We're done after this combat, right?
Say what?
We're probably done after this combat, right?
Yeah, there'll be some talking, but that's about it. It shouldn't take more than... once this combat's done, it's pretty much done, besides a little bit of talking. Cody, are you back yet? Are you back yet? Nope.
I'm back.
Well, Cody's still not back. Alright. Cody gets delayed because he's not back yet, so he's moving to the end. Get out of here. Hold on. Go.
Okay, I am still the AFK, but I thought I'd come by just to make sure.
Your turn got delayed till the end because you were AFK.
That's fair.
This one... Oh, you also took 10 points of fire damage.
Good God!
Do we have any more hampers that are that don't have anything in it?
I'm not sure. If you can't find one, the answer is...
Is it okay if I definitely put in your bedroom hamper on your bed and
Sure,
then
that's
after I
fine.
put it back?
Alright,
Sorry.
this Sewagin runs into the room, this caster, and casts a firebolt at you. She only got a 10 to hit you, Siru, as it lands. It does not hit you. It actually hits the wall here and it ignites the fire, the alcoholic wine that this guy was standing in. So he's going to take fire damage. This one is going to move up and attack with his spear or his trident. Sir Eric, gonna miss. As you're able to sort of dodge to the side. This one up here is also gonna fire off a firebolt at you. It's only gonna be an 11 versus armor class, as it misses you as well.
Not gonna hit.
That is also a miss.
All right, and then it goes. Technically, it goes to Eric because he got moved to the end.
Delay.
Yep.
Yeah. Seeing that they're firing at me from there, I'll step right. Oh, I won't be able to hit that guy. I'm gonna hit this guy first.
Now this guy has charged you and is trying to trident you.
He's trying to try it at me. Well, I will not allow it. I'll hit him with a 15.
A 15 does hit. I
forgot to add 3 to that, but that is a 12. Damn it.
Alright, just the 12, no divine smites.
Not this time.
Alright. He's still standing, but you have lanced through his shoulder, and his arm, his left arm hangs limply at his side, as he's not able to double hand the trident. He's hurt significantly.
And I'm gonna zoop into cover here.
Okay. Next
like this right here, just like that. Perfect.
Alright, well. Okay. Siru.
Be right back again.
What's up?
You did just get, this guy in front of you is currently has fire lit beneath him, and this one out in the dining hall area has just shot a firebolt at you.
What did she roll for that?
She rolled I think let me see. I think she rolled a 4.
Okay, yeah, I missed. Okay.
I mean, this was on her last turn, so it definitely missed.
Sure. This door's still open then, I'm assuming?
Yes, you can see her. She is standing in the doorway.
Okay. I'm gonna yell at the bartender to lay down, and I'm going to stab the fiery Shagan, Sahagin, whatever,
Yep.
with my dagger.
The bartender falls to the ground, his hands covering his head.
That is a natural 20 for the dagger.
It crits, as the Sahagin already sort of trying to back away from the flaming spirits on the ground, backs himself right into your dagger as it pierces through his ribs, finding his Sahagin lungs. He lets out a gasping gurgle that sounds like death. Blood sort of beginning to well up from his lips and spilling down his chin as he falls face down. It's impossible for you not to roll enough or do enough damage to kill him.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna step over the. Actually, no. I'll fire on her from here, with my action surge.
All right.
So I just get one more action, right?
Yep. Fire away.
That. I can send you a picture. It is another natural 20.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. I did last night when I was playing the Saturday game, I rolled like 6 20s.
Nice. That is another natural 20.
All right, it slams
with
into
my
her.
Crossbow, that's 11 damage.
11 points of damage is not enough to kill her, but it does significant damage as it finds her chest, burying itself beneath her. Well, the first term that came to mind was burying itself between her fishy titties, straight in the middle of her chest. It does find itself right.
Mysterious game, Colin.
As it finds herself straight into her breast, burying sort of deep, some 3 or 4 inches. She clutches at it, just having missed the fatal blow of the heart. She's hurt very badly.
I'm gonna move to over here, motioning the bartender to stay down.
All right. He nods his head nervously and says, "All right, and it goes to the Sehwagin.
Put up your clothes onto your bed
Sure,
that are
that's
not
fine.
mine.
Thank you.
Would you like me to fold them for you?
If you want, yeah.
Well, I don't know how to. Do you?
Then just leave them on the bed, son.
Okay. That's what I'm done.
Okay. Alright, sorry about that.
Let me say, where are you at?
I'm standing on top of a...
Okay, let me clear up the corpse here. I'll just...
Right here.
Okay.
I have arrived.
I used the best action surge ever. I killed this dude with a crit, used an action surge, and then hit the caster out here with a crit.
God dang.
And
Stole
told
Wabadaji's rolls.
Alright,
told the bartender to get the fuck down.
Eric, this Sehwagin has burst in through the windows following you. He ran around and went through the other window. Is going to attack you with his trident. Only going to be a 13 versus armor class, though.
Nope.
Alright. After that, it does go to you. Sir Eric.
This is the guy who already lost a limb, huh?
Yes, he's already hurt significantly.
Well, I doubt he's needing the rest of it.
Probably not. As you finish the jobs, no longer is it a wounded limb, it is simply severed as you bring your halberd down. That is still enough damage to finish him off as he bleeds out on the floor, first flailing, but then falling still as his limb is severed. What else would you like to do? You have seen bolts of fire firing in from down here. You do see that there is one that came from a priestess up here as well.
I'm gonna stay right here and tell the other patrons they need to find cover behind the bar quickly.
Alright. Surprisingly, this barmaid has not died yet, despite being surrounded.
She's a fucking champ.
She is a champ. She did manage to dodge 2 attacks against her. Alright, they're gonna... At your orders, everyone in the bar is going to flee behind the bar. And it will go to Siru.
One
Siru
second.
has encountered an error.
So, 1 second. Someone is wrong on the internet.
Those fucking assholes.
How dare they?
Huh. Oh, okay. He just doesn't know how to write a fucking sentence. Okay, never mind. He's not wrong. Okay. I'm gonna... Is there a window on this wall?
No, there's only the door up here. Which
Okay.
was barred, so it's currently closed.
I want to put my... I'm gonna put my crossbow down. Or, like, I'm gonna lower it with one hand. Like, I'm holding the stock of it. And I'm gonna do SWAT hand signals to Varna to indicate the one behind the wall.
I just kind of nod in agreement, like, I understand. I don't understand. I understand.
Okay. And I want to make... Do you want me to roll to communicate?
He can roll an intelligence check to figure it out.
I'm pretty sure if you're just pointing right out there, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, roll intelligence check.
Just to make sure I'm looking at this map right, because the one thing, while the dynamic lighting is really cool, walls are a pain in the ass. There's a door here and a door here, right?
Yeah, but only the bottom door is open.
Door
the top
there
door is
and
barred.
door here, but the top door is closed and barred.
Okay. Oh, the top door's barred? Okay, never mind. Fuck what I was saying.
I mean, you could unbar it and charge through, but...
I would like to put my fingers together like a pincer at him and see if he figures out what I'm talking about.
What was your
I
intelligence
am
check?
very, very familiar with the pincer formation, so yes.
Well, in fact, I got an idea. Just shout it to each other.
That's true too.
Because I wanted to get the jump on her.
I do have to go pee real fast though.
All right, I'm gonna make a pincer movement sign. I'm gonna lower my crossbow, pull out my dagger, and I will wait for Varna to lead the charge.
I basically understand what you're saying. Remember, I am a military man.
I don't know that.
But I'm saying I understand it because I am a military man, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, I got you.
Connor, this is what I mean by I'm a military man.
Okay. This almost sounds like the Kingdom Hearts music. I actually really like that last art piece for Varna. Even though his garb is a bit modern.
Alrighty then. After Siru, it does go to the Sehwagin, as I will move them about.
Oh, do I have to detail what my readied action is?
Yes, or so I can hear it, because I was peeing.
Sure. So if Varna charges through this door,
Yeah.
I want to go around the corner and fire.
Sure, okay. Ready action. Alright, after that, it goes to Eric Varna.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to come out here to see what the situation is like. That's one.
Let me
two.
delete. Up, stop. As soon as you pass through, the two Sehwagin sorceresses' readied actions fire off.
Oh boy.
They fire off 2 firebolts. One's a crit,
Really?
and one is a
Varna's fucking
20.
dead.
So a crit, you take 12.
I'm on the ground.
Alright. And then another one hits, so you automatically fail if you're on the ground unconscious, the second one gives you an automatic death failure.
If he's on the ground, doesn't it have disadvantage? Or is it, did both attacks?
They both technically attacked at the same time. They both had readied actions as soon as someone appeared. But we'll say sure, why not? It rolled even better on the second one, so it does
Great.
still hit as you take an automatic death failure. Alright,
Awesome.
The fastest a character has ever died in the world. It would go to Siru.
I'm gonna go over this way.
Yep.
And I want to use I want to throw dancing lights out the window, just like in this area, towards the dock,
Yep.
to see if I can trigger a reaction.
No reactions.
Okay, I want to try and grab Eric by like the ankle and drag him into the building.
Make an athletics check.
Yeah, okay. It's an 11.
It's good enough to get him in the window.
what was my? Yeah, I just want to. Is dancing light a? It's an action. Okay. And then Can I walk him back? Can I, like,
Yeah,
drag
you can
him?
move half your movement speed back because you're carrying him.
So I was here. So it's 1, 2. Oops,
At the
1,
very least,
2,
he's inside.
4, and then I can drag him this way. I can't remember how stabilizing just does what exactly.
As an action, you can do a medicine check, and it puts him to 0 hit points, but he's not taking death saves. It's a DC 10 medicine check.
Okay.
If you have a healer's kit.
I might. I have a lot of weird shit on this character.
Just make a medicine check.
Well, I mean, I already made an athletics check and an action.
It
with
is
the dancing light.
it is an action, so you would have to wait.
So, can let me? I want to yell at not yell, but I'm gonna kind of whisper, like I'm gonna do that loud whisper that you see in horror movies to the bartender to make himself useful and help me get this guy up.
All right.
Seconds ago, saying,
All
"Come
right,
over here
sure.
and help me."
The bartender will help you. Let's see, whose turn is it? I've been doing their turn before.
And I'm gonna keep my crossbow pointed at that window.
He will try to. He nods his head, runs forward, and is gonna do his best to stabilize. Hey, he does a good job at it too. As Eric, he pours some high-proof moonshine on your wounds, and wraps it in bandages. As he manages to band you up, and stabilizes you.
He actually gives you a corpse reviver.
Yeah, he does an excellent job with a 17 on his medicine saving check. Manages to get you all right at the very least. Boy, that door was not supposed to move. All right. After that, it's the Sehwagin. So, I need to measure some stuff out real fast.
We can see your measurements, by the way.
That's fine. I just need you to know that Firebolt has a long range.
Understandable.
Just quickly runs over, mixes a corpse reviver number 2, and pours watered down cognac down your gullet.
Wow, that's a lot of real bad rolls. There are 2 extremely loud impacts on the door. That is barred, and it bows inward, but does not break as 2 firebolts slam into the door. And it goes to Eric, who is simply unconscious. Roll a d20.
Can
17.
I assist by slapping him across the face?
17. To wake up, you have to roll a 20. But you are not any worse. And it goes to Siru. What would you like to do?
If I drag Eric this way, will it count as an action?
No, because you're still holding him, but you still move at half your movement speed.
Okay. I'll whisper at the bartender, is there another door? That was not a whisper.
He looks at you and says, "There's only the 2 entrances.
Oy.
You can climb out a window, or you could climb up the chimney."
What about a cellar?
Oh yeah, we got a wine cellar. It's back here technically where you can't see, but I can move your token there.
Okay. I'm gonna drag Eric this way. And motion the bartender to follow me. And I'm holding my crossbow across Eric's chest like Django Unchained. I'm using him as cover and dragging him back behind me.
All right. The bartender will follow as well. Chasing after you, he said, "Is your friend gonna be okay?"
Colin, do I look okay?
I guess
Can I roll to look okay?
that's not technically the bartender's voice. "Is your friend gonna be okay?" As he's like following him, sort of trying to slap him away.
Strangely calm. What is this? Just Tuesday after Mardi Gras?
You'd be surprised how often this happens. The Sahuagin and Boiling Bay are often very aggressive, but most of the time we've got the Sea Elves or the Merfolk to keep them in check.
My property values have diminished greatly over these last 20 years.
But that is true. The Boiling Bay does have a war that it's constantly fighting between the Sahuagin and the Merfolk.
We wouldn't know that, Colin.
You wouldn't know that though. Anything else from Siru? You have only moved.
I'm gonna tell that bartender to grab this guy.
Okay, yeah.
And start bringing him with us.
The dead Sahuagin?
Yep.
Alright, he's gonna make an athletics check to try to drag him with you. Pretty good. He's not able to lift him up over his shoulder, but he grabs him underneath his arms and starts dragging him backwards.
Perfect.
Alright,
yeah, that's it, because I can only... Well, can I dash?
Yeah, you still got your action, yeah.
Jesus, I thought you were going to say dab.
You dab.
The door's right here?
Yeah, just this room down here. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna drag Cody this... crap, that door's wide open. I'm gonna hold my action, aiming my crossbow this way for anybody that appears in my line of sight. And I'm gonna motion for the bartender to move over here.
Alright. He'll do so. You are dragging your ally with you, bring him out the doorway just in time, hopefully, as... Jesus Christ! 2 more bolts slam into the door, but don't do shit to it, with terrible rolls.
Doors, man.
It is an iron door that's on this one. It's not a wooden door like here, so...
That's fair.
It has better armor class. However, the door is starting to give way. They have done some damage to the structure, but they haven't been able to just blow it inwards. It goes to Eric. Sir Eric rolls a d20 to try to wake up.
This is where Himmelig, in an alternative universe, uses that D20 port roll he never used for 3 seconds in a row.
Oh god, the D20 port roll that was...
You now wake up on a 19 or a 20.
That's not a 19 or a 20.
Himmelig has a vision of a strangely handsome and polite half-elf
Next
soldier.
time you wake up on an 18, 19, 20.
I can't wait.
It goes to Siru.
Can I... Okay, I want to move here. And, like, I want to peek around this corner.
Alright, peek around it.
Okay. So, what kind of door is this? Is this like a Old West
It's like
swinging double door?
It's not like an Old West saloon door, but it is a large wooden double door, but it's open right now.
So it's at a right angle.
Yeah, basically. You can close it, but for the purpose of line of sight, you can sort of just pretend it's not there.
Okay. Well, I was trying to use it as cover.
I'll let you use it as cover. Yep.
And
As
do
you
I
sort
see
of push it around.
do I see anything?
Currently,
as
no.
I'm peeking?
No, currently no. You can move yourself as far as you want, and I'll consider you having cover if anything comes in.
Okay, I'll take Cody with me.
You do
Okay.
see the Sewagin that was in this room has clearly left.
Okay. Move
Seems
your
to have
corpse.
retreated backwards.
That was the sound of my corpse screaming.
And I'm gonna tell the bartender to get this door open, and I want to keep my crossbow trained in this direction over Cody's body.
Alright, the bartender runs to the door, which is down here, and he begins he comes to his apron and, like, buries his hand underneath it and begins, like, nervously fumbling with the key ring as he goes to the door and starts going through the keys sort of quickly. And finally he's like, here it is. As he sort of opens the door, allowing you entrance to a small back room that has stairs leading down to a cellar. You should be able to see that now. I think I took the dynamic lighting off. You can actually see out back here, but ignore that.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I can get Cody in here.
Alright, you yank his ass in. Let me go. To objects and tokens. That is not the right fucking token.
I got a big old dick though.
Well,
You drag his ass inside. Alright. Anything else from Siru?
Nope, that's me.
Alright, it goes to the Sewagin. For the love of God, Sewagin, blow this fucking door off with a decent roll.
the answer may surprise you.
Alright. This iron door...
I still want to have my my crossbow trained in like this direction.
This iron door blows off. As it bursts inwards, where
So I
they've
guess
been
I-
blasting it.
Should be like right here.
Yeah. I don't know what you can see from there, though. I have to...
Oop.
Yeah, you can't see... you do see your boat is on fire, though. You can see the
That's
flames
okay.
licking up from it. You didn't have a lot of
Question
attachment
is-
to it anyways.
I wasn't particularly attached to it.
After the Sewagin...
Hey, lunch just got postponed indefinitely.
Alright,
Don't gotta clock back in if the job burned to the ground.
Eric. The bartender is going to come and he pours something down your gullet as he's trying to revive you.
Does it come?
It is semen. He pours semen down your throat.
God damn it.
The essence of all elves. I'm finally awake now.
Holy shit, he actually revives you. You wake up with 1 hit point.
All I need.
As your eyes flutter open, you have the taste of... It's almost like a metallic, alcoholic taste in your mouth. As your eyes flutter
semen.
open, and you have a sudden, fairly serious hangover, but you're able to shake it off as you're awake. With basically lying on the ground in the back room with the bartender sort of slapping your face, a huge sort of crystalline bottle that he's pulled out of his belt and sort of poured down your gullet.
Are you saying a bathroom or a back room?
Back room.
Okay.
And it goes to you immediately as you do have 1 hit point.
Oh, the door's actually right here, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, knowing that now, if I could stand here. Sorry.
Yeah, you can stay in there. It's fine. You are awake, and it does go straight to you, Eric. Sir Eric of Varna.
First things first. I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry. Why don't you want to scroll? Why do you hate scrolling? What is wrong with you? I will use Lay on Hands to restore 10 health to myself.
You feel your hands up and down your body,
Yeah.
and feel yourself growing sturdier and stronger, restoring 10 hit points to yourself.
Ugh.
Your body glows faintly. Your hands glow faintly. Everything glows faintly.
Even Connor, roll a blindness check.
No, glowing, my greatest weakness.
Alright, what else would you like to do?
I guess I ask him real quickly. I tell him, "Ugh, so there's 2 of them out there. Just one.
You noticed, did you?
Yep.
Indeed, there have been 2 blasts of fire that have been firing into at the inn. Siru, you can only surmise that one of them is from the one that you damaged that was in this room right here. It appears she has retreated back. And it is your turn, Siru.
Okay. How okay are you, Cody? I stepped away from my computer. Did you heal?
I
Heal.
healed up to 11 HP.
Must be nice. Okay. I'm gonna hunker down and load my crossbow since I haven't done that. And do you have any ideas?
I think the best that we can do is have them come to us. Where are the rest of the people?
The rest of the people are hidden behind the bar. They've hunkered behind the bar like Siru told them to.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna move up to the table.
Yeah, they need to be down here. It's safe.
Holy crap.
What?
Wrong button right there.
Jesus. I want to move up to the table and kind of hide behind it. Is hide an action? Can't remember.
Colin, please.
Hide is an action for someone that's not a
For
rogue.
non-rogues, that's
Yeah.
right. Okay. I'm gonna go here, and instead of hiding, I want to train my crossbow this way, and motion for those guys to get into that back room.
Alright, so you're hiding?
No, I'm not hiding. I'm training
You're
my
hunkering.
crossbow in this.
Alright,
Yeah, I'm hunkering down, and I'm readying an action to fire.
we'll say the table gives you half cover, so you have +2 armor class.
Cool. And then I'm waving these pedestrians into the back room.
That'll work. Let me just draw. Alright, I put the walls in real fast.
I can't get out.
The door is still
Let
open.
me out.
The door is still open.
Where's the door?
It's the section that's actually open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just be standing here.
Alright, so, Siru. Now
Hey, Laura.
the door is burst open.
Come look
You
at
see,
Colin's dumbass name.
now
What's
you
wrong with my
see
name?
there are 2 Sewagin sorceresses that are launching attacks in. They are going to shoot an attack. One attack goes against you, Siru, although you are hunkered down behind the table with +2 armor class. It misses.
So, question: where were they originally?
They were up here on the docks.
So I had said that I had readied an action to fire.
The
Do I
first
do
one,
that?
this one right here, gets fired at.
Okay.
She's the first one that moved down.
That is a. It's a natural one.
Does not hit. It actually doesn't even make it outside the building. It lands on the door frame of the door that's burst open with a drrrr and just hits the wood. That was her attack that missed you. The second attack is from this one up here. She will fire down at you as well. You do still have cover. So it's going to be a 17 versus armor class. You do have +2 armor class.
You said it was a 17?
Yeah, you do have +2 armor class, though.
Okay, so 17 is my armor class, including the +2.
So it does hit you.
Yep.
You only take 1 point of damage, though.
Whew.
And they are going to... So they moved 1, 2...
They're casting Firebolt?
They are.
I thought Firebolt was a D10. Or are these just like super Firebolts?
It is a... Well, it's their particular... They're basically firing fire bolts of their own.
Yeah, super Firebolts. The bastards.
They're gonna both move down to here. Alright, after that, it goes to... Eric, because they're after the Sehuayin.
How hurt does Siru look?
I don't know, how hurt is Siru?
I am at 1/3 health and have been since the beginning of this encounter.
Excellent, you're doing good, Connor.
I am stumbling. Oh,
I'm gonna come over
how
here.
hurt do I look? I'm black, blue, and bloody.
I'm gonna use the last 5 points of my lay on hands to heal you too. So you got 5 hit points restored.
Cool. Thank you.
I hope you appreciate that.
Alright,
And I'm going to boom, 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 like right here, just so if they decide to come to.
alright. After that, it goes to Siru.
I imagine Siru with an Australian accent, and I hate myself.
G'day, mates. It's me, Siru Dreamboy.
No.
I'm looking... Do you got any Fosters beside that?
Can I make a ready to action that could potentially be triggered in this action phase?
Theoretically, what is it? Because
I
it
wanna
uses your
aim-
reaction,
That's fine.
and
I
you
wanna
can't use a
aim this-
reaction on your turn.
I want to aim this way, and I want to walk this way.
I mean, basically, you're walking this way, and if you see someone, you don't have to ready an action. You just can walk that way.
Well, I'm trying to get the jump on them before they fire on me.
They would have to have readied actions as well, and you know they shot at you, so they don't because they've used their
true.
actions.
So yeah, in that case, I'm gonna go here. And can I hit that one? It's in between squares.
Which one?
I can see this one's head. If I...
What?
This one.
Uh,
I can see one half of the token, so I don't know how that works.
Half cover?
Because you have to update it so from here and then from here. You can't really do it from here. Because it's
Okay.
either here or here.
Okay, I gotcha. You know what? I'm gonna... You said this door is wide open?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get in the corner, and I'm just gonna ready my action to fire this way the second I see somebody.
Alright. As you... anything else?
Nope.
Alright. You climb into the corner, lowering your crossbow, ready to fire, and you don't have to wait long for that opportunity as one of the Sehuayin charges, sort of trying to, rather cautiously moving around. You can see the fire on her fingertips as you go ahead and fire a shot off at her as she moves into your line of sight.
Okay. Nope, that does not count. That is a 21.
It does hit.
That is a 5.
All right. It lances through the air. It was the one that you have already injured significantly. As her fingers are glowing magically, you can see the fire beginning to form. Her eyes narrow as she sees you, but the arrow or the bolt arches through the air and catches her straight in the forehead, sending her flying backwards dead.
Jesus.
As you're standing there watching, arrow sort of loosed. The other Sehwagin, it's their turn. You hear a loud boom as all of a sudden the fire. It seems the Sehwagin has the boom comes from the roof as the Sehwagin launches fire forward, and all of a sudden you see the fire beginning to catch flame as she has cast firebolt on the roof of the inn. And the thatch or the wooden shingles have begun to catch flame, and the inn begins to burn. Eric, it's your turn.
I'm gonna peek around the corner to see. Is that an action?
No, it's just part of your move action.
This is what I should have done when I came up here. Instead of putting my whole body out, I should have peeked.
Looking around the corner, you do see off in the on the docks is a Sehwagin. The Sehwagin sorceress, the seemingly last one that has set the tavern Morning Glory on fire and is now beginning to burn.
All right, I say a quick prayer. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a big five. I say a quick prayer to myself, and I use a run action.
What's your prayer? What's your prayer?
Holy shit! Please work.
You
To
pray to the
run.
god John McClane.
Roll a religion check.
I run right up here.
What's your religion check?
Hold on. 4.
The gods are not with you this time, unfortunately.
Well, I'm not where my gods normally are, so I guess that's.
You charge the Sehwagin sorceress.
And as a bonus action, I will glare at her in a very mean glare because I got nothing I can.
Roll an intimidation check.
That's a 16.
Fairly intimidating. She does seem a little bit off-put. Siru, the inn has caught fire and is beginning to burn around you. The bartender is running around doing his best to put it out. Some of the patrons are doing so as well.
Where did that fire? That was from their firebolts?
Yes, they
From outside?
shot it into the roof basically and set it on fire.
Got it. Okay. Fuck. Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna fire on the one that's alive.
Alright, the remaining
Please do not strike me.
Sehwagin sorceress is currently cowering in front of the halberd of Sir Eric Varna. Fire shot at her. Kill her.
Wait. Who? Hang on, where?
She's up here.
What?
Where's Eric?
He's right here.
You not see me right there?
You don't. I see a
Oh,
Sagan
yeah,
right
probably.
there.
Yeah,
A Sagan right
that's-
there. Oh, okay.
Did you think my token was a Sahagin?
Yeah, no,
token?
I don't see your token there. I see a Sahagin.
What about now?
Now I see it.
What about right there?
Are you standing on top of her?
No, there's nothing there.
No, there's nothing there.
Where is she at?
Right here, right next to me, directly to my left.
She's
Hang on.
up here. Yeah, you should be able to see all of them.
Hang on. Okay, now I see it like that. So... Yeah, okay, in that case, since I didn't see Varna over there, I'm going to... Crap, I'm kind of pinned down in the fire. I don't have anything that can do anything again.
I mean, I say you can move and shoot her.
Yeah, I guess I will just shoot her. So I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna shoot her.
Alright.
That is a 15.
That does hit her.
That is a 6.
Alright. 6 points of damage against the Sehwagin. Eric, you see a crossbow bolt lance through the air, bearing itself in the sorceress's shoulder as you look to the open doorway of the burning tavern and see Siru Drambui standing in it with his crossbow leveled at her. Nothing more than a nod of appreciation as it does go to the Sehwagin's turn. She is going to use Shocking Grasp on you.
How shocking.
Does not hit though, as her hands sort of flicker with electricity and she reaches out to grab you, trying to shock you.
I tell her to be on thought and I push her hands away.
You push her hands away, and it immediately goes to you.
Going for the hit. Fuck this, that is a crit.
That's gonna kill her.
You're just...
Are you gonna use a
right.
divine smite to deal as much damage as possible?
No, I need these spell slots. Holy shit, I'm a paladin. Please, I don't have any spells.
No, because
So she's just gonna...
if you crit on a divine smite, you max your divine smite damage too.
Okay, I understand that, but at the same time,
She's the last person.
I need to heal.
How do you want to do this, Cody?
How do you want to kill her?
I'm going to swipe straight with the Hulk. Just swipe right through the torso, right in half.
You leap up into the air, bring your halberd above you, and slam it down, cleaving her in two, making
Not that
little
half,
more.
the other half.
Cleave her in half, making her little more than fish fillets. Her slightly human form separated for her slightly fishious form.
Vicious.
Her
Vicious?
slightly
How
ichthian
vicious.
form. Her slightly ichthian form.
Man, I really loved Fishes in Cowboy Bebop.
As she her torso sort of makes a couple rough grasping movements, then falls dead as you finish the last Sehwagin off. The area is largely empty now. Most of the civilians fled. There's a couple of dead bodies and several dead Sehwagin. You turn and you see that the morning glory is in flames. The patrons running out of it. The bartender sort of staggers out, looking at the flames rising up on his beautiful inn. The area is completely illuminated by the burning ship. You can see the captain and several of the sailors on the ship are dead, granting you your freedom to do as you wish in Fogcastle. But that is your business. The patrons sort of stagger up, covered in smoke, some of them wounded, but for the most part safe as they watch the morning glory begin to burn. A couple of them grumbling. Turning to you, say, "Oh, gonna have to find a new tavern to stay in. You ever heard of the Bristling Bar?" And that is how you end up at the Bristling Boar.
Wait, hang on. Before I go, I'm jumping onto that sinking ship.
Alright. The ship is slowly going. You can see there are the bodies of a couple of sailors. The captain has you do see the body of the captain. He is face down behind his wheel, a cutlass in his hand. Apparently dead. His body largely scorched.
I want to search his body for my pendant.
It does not take you long. You find a couple of gold pieces and the silvery pendant that that he took from your belongings. As you are able to tuck both in and take a flying leap off the burning boat as it sinks beneath the waves of the boiling bay. Another skeleton added to the briny deeps.
And the captain is very dead, right?
He is dead.
Okay, then I will let him sink. You said I got 2 gold coins?
2 gold and your little pendant.
Cool.
And as you come back, one of the patrons is saying, "Well, we're gonna have to find a new tavern to stay in. Have you ever heard of the Bristling Boar?" And that is how you end up at the Bristling Boar, the two of you.
Cool.
All right.